Hi guys, so welcome back to VictoriFit, and so today is my first episode of Coffee Talks with VictoriFit. So as I mentioned in my previous video, this channel is now being transformed into Coffee Talks with VictoriFit, where I'll cover a lot of topics regarding health and fitness. So all your questions that you have regarding your health and fitness, if you don't have answers to certain questions, I will answer that in my talk show, Coffee Talks with VictoriFit. So my first topic is actually really interesting, so I'm really glad that one of my followers asked this because I have a very strong opinion about this. So it's about waist trainers. And so I'm against them. I'll explain to you why. I'll explain why it doesn't work, in that it's a big marketing scheme. And before I start, I will have a little sip of my coffee. Alright, and welcome to my space, guys. So this is the space that I come to when I wake up in the morning, where I can meditate, do some yoga, read a bit, and start my day off the right foot and get a workout in as well. And so my first comment about waist trainers is that, you know, it's not good for the body. It doesn't promote weight loss at all. So hopefully you know this by now, that to lose body fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit, meaning you need to expend more energy than what you consume. So there is no way you can lose body fat with a waist trainer. There's no way your waist can just suddenly melt from using a waist trainer. You need to focus on your diet and your physical activity to lose fat sustainably. So the issues that I have with waist trainers is, number one, is that it can break or move your ribs. So your ribs can actually come closer together, and if you wear it over time, it could probably, fracture or break them. So that's pretty bad. And if we look at the ancient days where girls were wearing corsets, this was to have this hourglass look. So this was in the Renaissance era. Also, if you look at Dita Von Teese, she's a personality where she's known to be one of the women in the world that have the smallest waist, because she wore so many corsets and was training her waist to be smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's a certain look that maybe a lot of girls want to have, so the hourglass look. But in the end, the waist trainer is very detrimental to the body. It could break your physiology, it could break your ribs. So that's something that is the reason why I'm against it. Another reason, as a trainer, that I like to always teach my clients is how to breathe. And if you're wearing a waist trainer while you're exercising, especially doing cardio, where you do need to breathe properly, it's very hard. It's very hard to breathe and to be comfortable in your workout when you're wearing a waist trainer, because a waist trainer is not a corset in a sense that you don't have to pull and fix it from the back, but you do have to button it up in the front. So it is constricting your breathing. And basically, if you're lifting heavy weights and you're wearing a waist trainer, if you're doing cardio, if you're running, if you're walking, some girls like to wear it under dresses, under shirts, so that their stomach appears flat. And then they think over time that their waist will be smaller. This is not true, and it also constricts your breathing. So you do need to breathe properly when you exercise, especially when you lift weights, because the oxygen has to go through your entire body and into your muscles. So if you're not pumping your muscles properly with enough oxygen, then you won't get a great workout in. You won't optimize your muscle capacity if you're not getting a full amount of oxygen into your muscles. So the waist trainer actually hinders your workout. So that's one of the reasons as well why I'm against waist trainers. And obviously the obvious reason is that waist trainers are not comfortable. It's not comfortable wearing something that constricts you, that holds you down. Maybe you might feel good wearing a dress and then having a waist trainer under, but it's just not comfortable to wear one, so why would you? When it comes to working out, though, there's another part to it. There's powerlifters that need to wear belts, and they need to hold in their breath when they lift something heavy. That's another story, but it's not like a waist trainer. That's something different. So I actually wanted to make sure I also cover the sweatbands too. So there's a lot of sweatbands out there where you wear this band. It's not necessarily like a waist trainer, but it's a band that makes you sweat more from your stomach. And when you open it, there's a lot of water coming out. So I have an issue with this too, and this is not going to make you lose any water retention or extra bloating in your stomach, because, let me give you the example. Let's say you go outside and it's the Sahara Desert and you're sweating, so that sweat is not coming from your stomach. That sweat is coming from your skin. Sweat actually, what is sweat? So sweat is basically water that comes out of your body because you're overheating. So if you're overheating, your body needs to cool down. So that's why you sweat. And that sweat does not come from the inside of your body. So let's say you have water retention, you are bloated, that water is never going to come out as sweat. The sweat actually comes from your dermis. So there's the epidermis and your dermis, that's your skin. Sorry, that's my puppy. So that skin is releasing sweat, and that's it. So the waistbands that say that they're going to make you sweat more after your workout, and then you open it and it's wet, that wetness is not from your stomach, from the bloating, from the water retention, because our bodies are smart. Your body, if it's hot, it's going to sweat to cool you off. It's not going to use the water that's retained inside your body, go through your bloodstream and come out your pores. That takes too long. So the sweat is really from your skin, and that's about it. So that's why that theory that these sweatbands help you lose water retention and bloating in your belly is complete BS. And so all of that to say, so just to recap that, the waist trainers, the bands that sweat, all of those are complete marketing schemes, fitness products that are schemes to help you, to make you feel good about losing weight, to make you feel good about things, to make you excited, but it really doesn't get you results. It's a total waste of money. I'm completely against it. And the only ones that I'm for are the belly bands from Belly Bandit. So I actually do have a partnership with them. Belly Bandit is a company that creates medically compressed bands for women postpartum, meaning that, and this is proven that after pregnancy, your abs can split in two, and that's called diastasis recti. So diastasis recti is very common to a lot of girls. So your belly grows so much. Sorry, that's my dog. I need to get her in. Your belly grows so much that your abs can split. So this band actually helps you bring everything back together. It even brings the hips back together. So it's a very comfortable, medically compressed band that I support and that I think is really good. You don't have to wear this working out. You just wear it post-pregnancy, and it helps bring the body back together. So that I support, that I believe in. It's not going to compress your waist. It's not something you wear to work out. It's really just to bring the body and the hips and, the skin and what's under the skin back together to have good support. And this is actually an old, ancient way of dealing with post-pregnancy. The girdles too. A lot of women were doing this in the old days when they had a baby to bring their body back together. They would wear these sort of girdles and these medically compressed things. So it is medically compressed. It is something that exists in hospitals too that you can get, and that's the only one that I will believe in, and it's the only one that really works. So if you really want to trim your waist down, there are a lot of things you can do. So everyone has a different shape though. So girls that are naturally more hourglass will have an hourglass waist, whereas people that are more straight and square, they won't have that waistline as much. But there's a lot you can do with your abs through Pilates, a lot of things that I can help you with as a trainer. So if you have any questions regarding trimming the waist down, I can help you a lot with that. So just feel free to reach out, guys, to info@victoryfit.com or reach out to me personally. I know a lot of you guys know me already, so reach out, and it was great talking to you, and I'm gonna go get my puppy inside. Bye, guys.